Hi everybody and welcome back to episode 3 at Team Valley MOT. It's about 33-34 degrees, so we're not going to spend too much time outside. First thing to mention, this is our Renault Magnum. This is what tows the trailer for the race car and the rally car. So this was at the rally last time we were there. It's just come back from Holly's recovery, just been for a 6 week check and a fresh MOT. It's all good to go. This has never really failed us, it's always been perfect. I think this is the original flat floor truck, 500 horsepower, pulls the trailer as if there's nothing on it. If we're ever out in the truck next time, I think we'll probably take it with us, but we'll head to the reception. We might even see Jimmy being busy, just because it's about 33 degrees outside, like I said. So every time we come through reception, we've never really touched on what's in yet. This is a really old Triumph. It was built by a friend of ours into a chopper. Never actually rode the bike ever. It just looks really good in reception. This bike here, got a Ducati Panigale. That's used for the track. Same as that one, very rarely gets used, but when it does, awesome machine. Are you busy, Jimmy? Jimmy's always busy. We've got the fridge full to the brim, seem to be going through pop like there's no tomorrow. If you're a weirdo and you drink coffee in the summer, then there's cups of coffee there for you. This bike here is actually, this is the same age as me. This is a 1989 JSXR 1100. So this bike actually started off looking like this, and now it looks like this. So I can remember this bike from when I was a baby, and we've had it ever since. So my dad bought it pretty much when I was born. Now it's completely different. So it's got upgraded 6-pot calipers. Now it's running a turbo, nitrous, different swinging arm, different tailpiece with a custom seat on it. The tank's slightly different. New headlight. I think probably the only original thing on this bike is possibly the frame, but even that was just cut out there just to house the turbo. That bike's probably never been used in about 18 months, but now the weather's like it is at the minute, I think we'll try and get on the bike, to be fair. And then we'll head through to where the rest of the bikes are kept. Go through here where the bikes are. We've probably passed this a couple of times now, this room. Just to show you what's going on here. This is a friend of ours' bike. He's actually borrowed one of our Hayabusas for the week while the weather's good, and he's left us this. So these two bikes here, very similar but very different. So both Hayabusas. This one's a Gen 1, this one's Gen 2. This bike here, we built this for land speed racing and drag racing. So this bike is supercharged. This one has got the water-cooled plenum, slightly smaller tank. It's got a fuel cell now. So basically that goes on top of there to make it look roughly like a bike. There's obviously a full fairing goes in here, but still in bits, just because the engine's been put back together. So the last time we were out with this at Elverton, it actually burnt out a valve, caused a bit of cylinder head damage. So while that was in bits doing that, we decided to put some bigger pistons in, oversized valves, then change to the water-cooled plenum. So hopefully we'll look some more horsepower to this now. This was originally, when it was first built by us, this was 440 horsepower. We're hoping for over 500 now. Once it's all built, we'll get a good video of that on the dyno. This bike here, like I say, is also a Hayabusa. This one's a Gen 2 though. So there's not much of this bike really is original apart from the main frame. So this is a JSR 1000 tailpiece with the nitrous bottle. We've had that sunk into there. Custom frame on the back. The carbon fibre wheels. This is a swing arm made for us. This one's slightly different in the fact this one's turbo. So this bike should be running around 600 horsepower. This one's also under this tank. So this tank's still a bit of a work in progress. This one's also got the water cooled intake. This one's run the 8 injector setup. All the fuel system's done. The water system's done. I think there's probably about 2 or 3 hours of wiring left on this one. And this will be ready to start. This one's also got the cylinder head done, oversized pistons in, gearbox is being built, strengthened output shaft. It's got the Hell billet calipers to go alongside with the carbon fibre wheels. If you're going to increase the power, then obviously you have to increase the stopping power to match. So we'll try and do a little bit more on the bikes. We have got more bikes than this, but we'll keep them elsewhere. As these ones get done, they'll then go and get into storage, and other ones will come back out. We'll try and do a little bit on bikes. So we're going to walk down to the bottom of the workshop. We've literally just turned the fans off for 5 minutes while I walk around because it's quite loud. Callum. This Vito came in yesterday, so it had a rattle noise on it. I think it was already diagnosed last week. It was booked in for yesterday. Came in, fitted new timing chain, so genuine timing chain, all the guides, everything from Mercedes. This has just come back in for a check, make sure there's no leaks or anything like that. Once this has been leak checked, it'll all get washed back outside, ready for the customer to collect. This is a Transit from Clark's Plumbing and Drainage. These always use Transits. All their vans are always really nice spec. This one's just got a bit of damage to a CV boot. In the end, it's actually damaged the CV joint, so we're going to get that out and replaced. If you look around here, you can see all the key signs of it, or the grease around the wheel arch spat, and there was grease on the back of the disc, which is your main problem. Really, you don't want grease on your discs. This one here is a bit of a rare truck, I suppose. So it's an older 2004 Nissan Navara, but as you can see, this one's a 3 litre. I think the ones we get in this country are maybe just 2.4, 2.5 litre. So this one's just in for a clutch. The customer's just authorised this, so hopefully we get that done tomorrow for him. This is probably the biggest Fiat Ducato van I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't look like it would move, it's that big to be honest with you, but this is a big motorhome. It's in for a summer checkup just before it goes on its holidays. Then we've got another St John's ambulance in. This one's in for 2 auxiliary belts and a vehicle health check. This Hyundai here, Santa Fe, we recovered this in yesterday actually from the customer's house. Handbrake stuck on. They did ring the main dealer. They couldn't help them out, so we've recovered it off the driveway. We've got it back here. This requires a new handbrake module. We've already authorised that anyway, so that'll be getting done tomorrow. This Range Rover, it comes in the workshop quite regular. I think if you've got a Range Rover, you'll probably know that they're in and out of the workshop very regular. We've had them for years. We've had this shape, the newer shape. We've had the P38 Range Rover. I think we've probably had every sort of Land Rover, Range Rover model and all the different sort of engines, and there's probably not one of them that I would say was ultra reliable, sort of great car, but there's nothing drives like a Range Rover, nothing at all. So that's why I think everybody loves them. Even though you know it's going to be expensive, you always go back to that bag. This one's in for the front pads and discs, rear pads and an air suspension compressor. Them compressors are really common now that they're starting to get towards a all in a bit of life really. This was also recovered in by us. So this was at another garage who diagnosed it as a head gasket. Head gasket's really rare on this kind of car, so we wanted to take a second look at it for the customer. It actually turned out to be this part here. So that's the oil cooler, and that's your gasket there. So that goes on top of there, like that. So basically, you get oil through here and water, and what was happening is they were mixing together. So you get oil in the water. Obviously the customer thought it was a head gasket. So that's just been replaced now, it's all done, back together. This is literally just come back in the workshop again for a leak check. There's no leaks or anything. This will go into valet and it'll be ready for the customer. This Subaru was in our last video. It's just been pushed back in this morning. Actually, the parts have now arrived. So this did turn out to be what was suspected. It was a fuel pump. We have got the test equipment still on here. So this tells us what the fuel pressure is in the line. That computer's just in here. So that's the computer that we use there to test the fuel pressure. So that's telling us it's too low. Get the new fuel pump on, and the customer's also, I think he's got 2 or 3 other parts that he wants to do at the same time. No update on the Mustang, still waiting for parts from America. We're also still waiting for the courier company to come pick up the engine from Mercedes for the Sprinter van we did for Hubway. I would normally go for a walk in the car park, but like I say, it's 33 degrees, so I think we're going to stay inside and we'll get the fans back on. That's all I've got for you today. Remember to like, subscribe for a chance to win the £100 or the 1,000 when we get to 1,000 subscribers. See you next time. Thanks very much.